Which is ironic. We're putting this on social media. This is going on social media.
Yes, I need to not have all the media playing in my mind throughout the day so I can focus on my tea.
Welcome to the Low Up Podcast to Make You Blow Up Podcast. I'm your host, Lee, and today our special guest is Fakery, all the way from the land of Twitch. So today what we'll be talking about is the art of self-mastery through tea. We'll also be talking about negativity and positivity on social media. We'll be talking about what it means to step away from social media, period. What is that even like? We'll also be talking about a mode of being and a way of being that helps you walk through your daily life feeling way more relaxed and more at peace. If this is something that you're into, then you're going to love this episode. Guys, this is the Low Up Podcast. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Fakery.
Yes.
What gave you the idea to start it?
So I used to have tea parties every day.
Mhm.
Not every day, sorry. Every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID hit, and I didn't have any tea parties, and I wanted to. I wanted to have some social interaction, so I just started doing it on Twitch.
Okay.
And that's the start of Fakery.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've been to one, and it was so unique of an experience. I really enjoyed it. So the idea is we're sitting around a table, but it's not just a regular table. What kind of table is it?
I mean, it's a small coffee table. I mean, something like that, yeah.
Is it? Nah, this one has like ridges, and the way it looks is just aesthetically, it doesn't look like a regular table.
It's a normal-ish table, then I have like a little tray on top that goes along with it for tea. Yeah.
Okay.
Pour water into it. It captures all the tea and stuff. So, yeah, a little bit of extra convenience for saving or having wastewater in the tray, in the table at the same time.
That's interesting in terms of what it's for.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ingredients and things that you can pour on different stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of different ways to have tea other than just tea.
Yes.
And I think you mentioned like, hey, there's like sometimes sweet smells with tea depending how long you steep, and savory, and like somewhat savory if you don't let it steep in different conditions. Tea has different properties.
Yes.
And I'm just like, wait, time out. Let's slow down.
Yeah. The idea is self-mastery, self-cultivation through mastery of tea. So it's like literally called kung fu tea. Gongfu is how it's generally called, but it's the same word as kung fu. And they use that for cultivation of the mind and the body.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. So it's like one practice that you could use to self-master.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Whatever,
yeah. The idea is that if you choose any one thing and you want to maximize your performance in that, it should, in theory, also maximize everything in your life.
So I heard that recently, another place. I actually heard it from Kobe Bryant when they were talking about the Mamba mentality stuff. I think about that so much. I mean, we're still in 2020.
Yeah.
So much has happened in 2020 that I was like, that happened this year?
Yeah.
That definitely happened this year, you know? And I was collecting all the videos. I was collecting all the videos. We may have to actually stop filming and kind of not rehash everything, but I'm going to turn that off.
Okay, sure. Take your time.
It's really loud. I just remembered, hey, this might be in the recording. Okay, so you come up with some great, interesting topics. How do you pick your topics for your streams?
It's pretty random sometimes. So
Really?
I look up beauty. We just do that every Friday. We do some vaguely spiritual stuff. I don't want to like overstep the language. I'm not a spiritual person personally. I don't consider myself a spiritual person.
Yeah.
But a lot of people would look at the behavior that I have and consider it to be spiritual. So,
number one spiritual podcast on Twitch.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I call it. But I like things about meditation. I like things about drugs. And then I just kind of let it go. And then whenever somebody says something in the chat, they might recommend something, and we'll just go and all kinds of different directions.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh man, that's a really cool way of kind of letting it flow.
Yeah.
Getting into a good flow state with people. I find the experience to be very engaging. It's interesting because someone will chat, you'll chat back, you'll learn, they'll learn, and the conversation will just continue and begin to kind of spread out and fan out and umbrella out into, you don't know where it can go.
It can go a lot of places.
It can go a lot of places. I'm very interested in how you judo flip a lot of the negative comments. So I remember jumping on a stream one time, and then someone literally pops out and says, "No, you're delusional." Wild. That's how the conversation started. Yeah. He was just hot right out the gate. Didn't really explain exactly what was going on. He did eventually because, you were you were just like, "Hey, well, what is it exactly? What can I do to be less delusional or something like that?" Yeah. What are the points? And then as it went on, it ended up being more than calm. He was like a supportive member of the stream now. I was like, wait a second. Yo, how did this energy, flip? But how would you say your approach is to dealing with all of that kind of energy?
Well, I try my best to be mostly calm, mostly loving, mostly welcoming to most people. And I recognize that the topics are sometimes destabilizing. And that's very important. And I try not to hold onto the topics that I cover and my position, my stances, my worldview. I don't want to push that as if it's the right worldview or the most appropriate worldview in every situation. I try to offer it as an option. So I recognize when people hear some of the things that I say, like, for example, everything's perfect. If I just say everything's perfect, some people are going to be like, oh, yeah, great. And some people are going to say, oh, what about this? What about that? What about this? And it's like, okay, I understand it. These situations, you may have some good justifications for being angry. You have the option, though, to say that everything is perfect and feel well in your life. But if you don't want that option, that's okay. It is not necessary to take this option. It's not necessary. So since I'm a little bit forgiving and a little bit loose with my positions, it allows for people to, if somebody calls me delusional and I ask what qualities they're referring to, it completely dismantles their they were angry. They wanted to get a response from me too. And if I'm not squeamish about the word delusional, and I'm asking what qualities are bad about me and what can I improve and all that stuff, it just, all the steam goes away and suddenly they're here to actually have a conversation. So
right.
That's the idea.
So it gets a little open, when you start asking them more questions about, their own stance on your own delusion.
Exactly. Yeah. But see, the issue is most people would come out and they're like, I'm not delusional. Delusional means this, and I don't have these qualities. And, and then now we're just stuck because we're not talking.
Yes, you are. No, I'm not.
Exactly. But if I'm like, all right, you think I'm delusional, let's look at the qualities that you're referring to that are called delusional, and let's look at those qualities and see if they're in me, and then we can address those. As opposed to looking at the label, because the label are the things that we get caught up in. We can look more high resolution, look at the actual things that you're referring to.
That's a pretty good way. Pretty good way, yeah.
And to do that just very calmly, I think maybe there's some energy that comes off, just being calm, not being too bothered by that sort of stuff.
Right.
People pick up on that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
What would you say are some things that are really exciting you these days?
Exciting me these days. Yeah. All right. Excitement is probably not the right word. So I'm usually fairly excited, energized.
Yeah.
But I don't look for things I don't really want more things. I don't engage in wanting to be excited in the way that I used to, in the way that most normal people would want to be excited.
Right.
There's not much that excites me.
Okay.
In that way.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So it's like a good and nice level of excitement, but not in the same ways that it was before.
Right.
So things are exciting you, but now there are most things, but nothing in particular.
Nothing in particular, right? There's no object of my desire or object of my excitement. It's really anything that presents itself, I'm excited about.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's a very Zen way of looking at it. I remember when we had lunch, and then the order came in, and then the guy was like, the waiter. Uh-huh. So you asked for something. He gave you something else. Yeah. He gave you something else. You're just like, okay.
All right, it's good.
Yo.
Yeah, I mean, I asked for water. I got some barley tea. Barley tea, fantastic.
Yeah. Well, it's a good something else.
Yeah, I guess a good something else. I wanted clarification on one of the dishes, and they just ordered the dish for me. Okay, I'll take it. And I enjoyed every bit. Yeah, it's fantastic. And, like I don't know. Every part of the meal was great. I love the cold noodles. I love peanuts, roasted peanuts or whatever. They're fantastic.
Yo, that's a really high level of like I would say of contentment or of a particular sense of peace. I used to work in a very high customer service like job, and you don't know how close someone is to the edge.
Yeah.
And what's gonna push that over.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a lot of things, but the more unbothered you are, is like the more you move with a particular sense of ease. And I see a lot of unbothered. That's very cool.
Yeah. So that's the practice I'm referring to. Like when drinking tea, I drink tea every single morning. Yeah. And every single time I drink, the idea is to like, this is just perfect. Enjoy the tea.
But it's tea.
Yeah.
It's tea.
It's tea.
The path to self-mastery.
Yep.
There's been some other things I know that we kind of brushed on a little bit, especially something that I told you that I was doing for a while, and it was like social media. Mm-hmm. It's ironic. We're putting this on social media. This is going on social media.
Yes.
But the irony is that you took a break from social media and a break from media, TV specifically.
Yes.
When did you start that? Why did you start that? Mm-hmm. How did you feel?
How did I feel? Okay, so this is all tea again. This is going to sound weird because I'm talking about tea a lot.
No. But you're the tea guy.
I'm the tea guy, sure. But it might not register for a lot of people who are just kind of following along. And like tea for self-cultivation is a little bit of a strange thing. But like literally just try to improve tea. Mm-hmm. That was my path, improving tea. And essentially, like I used to drink tea, like I said, late at night and watching TV shows. Then I stopped doing it late at night because of the sleep and stuff and headaches. So I started doing it in the morning. But then I didn't want to watch TV. There was a point in time where most of the TV shows I watched were not playing. So I didn't really need to watch TV every single morning when I drank tea. I just drank the tea alone. But then I started to notice I was drinking the tea and I was thinking about TV shows. And I was wondering, like, why? Maybe I can, if I'm thinking about TV shows, if I'm not paying attention to my tea's not going to be as good as it should be. So maybe I should just continue not watching TV shows and wait for that to, fizzle out. And that's essentially what I did. Same with, other social media. Like I used to do a lot of TikTok, but if I'm starting drinking tea and I'm thinking I'm a savage, it's not gonna work out for me. I need to not have all the media playing in my mind throughout the day so I can focus on my tea. And that translates to literally everything else. So if I ever decide to listen to some music, I don't want to be thinking about some other song. I want to be with the music. If I'm ever watching a TV show or watching a movie or something like that, I don't want to be thinking about other stuff. I don't want to be thinking about the news. I don't want to be thinking about anything. Be focused on my show. So to limit the media input allows that openness, that freedom of mind to actually be able to focus on something.
Okay, we're going to take one more break. Okay. That's awesome.
For really cultivating that mindset, there's a little bit more of a systematic approach. It's really 3 worldviews that need to be practiced. and they all help each other. So the first one is everything is connected.
Yeah.
And you just accept it. Just accept everything's connected, and then you accept that deeper and deeper. And this is where, caring about your health, caring about going to sleep or all that stuff. That's where that worldview, that's what impacts that.
Yeah.
And you recognize all the things that are connected. And then you go to the next one, which is that your experience is all that matters. That's it. That's the second worldview. So only your experience matters. Pay attention to it. First one, everything's connected. Do good stuff to make sure that you feel good, whatever. Second one, only your experience matters. Pay attention. Just pay closer attention to your experience, and you'll start to find things. You'll see things differently. Yeah. It's weird if somebody gives you and says that your experience is real. Yeah. Your experience matters. You start to see it differently. Getting rid of all of there are lots of layers of like dismissal that we have because we think about how the world sees us, different things. We're not actually paying attention to our experience. Yeah. It's very important. Yeah. And then the third one would be just everything's perfect. And they all help each other because if you can't pay attention to your experience, then you need to do something different. So everything's connected. Change the things that are getting you away from that. And when you start to pay more attention to your experience, you feel like everything is perfect. And if you don't, then you know what is stopping you from feeling that because you're paying attention. Yeah. And you can adjust from there. Right. And once you feel that everything is perfect, if you're paying close attention, it'll feel good. Yeah. So that's a systematic approach, and you work on all three of those
at the same time.
At the same time in terms of like in your entire life, but one at a time.
Oh, one at a time.
One at a time. So like throughout your normal day, everything's connected. Let's say whenever you're about to do your whatever thing that you do, only my experience matters. Only this is real. Everything else doesn't matter. And then when it's done, everything's perfect. Something like that.
Okay. So like a systematic approach, and that's like constantly like going in 360 with every experience that you're in. Yes. Interesting. Yeah, that one of those is something that I'm always using. It's the everything's connected. But it's easy to see because my brain works in that capacity naturally, where it just can make connections to certain things. Like to accomplish one thing, you have to do like 4 things. Yep. In good steps, And in terms of like achieving something that you want, which in this case, if you would want more happiness, like that's a way to achieve it. So you would understand that it's all connected. Everything that you do on a daily basis connects to your own level, your own mood, your own happiness, contentment level. So you have to make sure that you're doing everything like in terms of gamifying it all. Maybe there's good sleep in there, and there's good nutrition, and you're drinking enough water, and you're doing all these things. And then you slowly see that your mood will increase on one level. And then you're able to see that things are perfect because the things are perfect. Yeah. But you can only, again, it kind of just revolves around itself because it doesn't, nothing all happens at one time. Yeah. Everything happens over time. Even, your experience, like how you were saying, T found you. Yeah. It had to find you and work through your experience over time instead of you just saying, hey, I'm going to become, and you became, right? Oh, man, I hope you guys got that. I tried to word that the best I could.
Well, yeah, it's good. And then again, like to go back into like everything's connected, and that leads into your experience is all that matters. Like literally only your experience matters. So you want to get away from that mindset of, everything's connected and I want to achieve something. Yeah. And then you're miserable. There are people out there who are miserable, but they have a lot of money. Yeah, yeah. Are you experiencing your money right now, or are you experiencing your misery right now? So you need to pay attention to your experience. You need to hyper focus on that, and that that needs to be paramount. We need to train ourselves to pay more attention to that, and so then that carries on to the other things.
Yeah, that's anything that you're really after. Mm-hmm. You're just chasing after the kind of like that wrong thing.
Mm-hmm. We could be chasing after labels. We could be chasing after societal norms or whatever, and not paying attention to our experience at all.
Your experience matters the most.
Yes.
While Wile E. Coyote chasing after the Roadrunner is just as important as him catching the Roadrunner. Mm-hmm. But he has to enjoy his chase and enjoy the entire experience for him to be pleased and happy.
Right.
What a concept. Hey, Zach, this has been great speaking and chatting with you.
A lot of fun.
This was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, man. You're always welcome. Hey, guys, if you enjoyed yourself, remember to comment, like, do some things. Guys, wait, before I go, Zach, where can they find you?
I'm here on my name is Fakery on YouTube, fakery on Twitch. Mm-hmm. That's where you can find me.
Okay, great. And find us also on the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the YouTubes. This is the Glow Up Podcast to make you grow up podcast to make you glow up podcast. This is your host, Lee. Peace. Oh, man, that was cool, man.